is Discussion Board 8, and I'm Alexander. And I just read the CNN Money article. Here's what I thought. I thought that article, it's a great article. It's very obvious that women are underrepresented in the workforce, especially in C-level executive positions across the board. Um, Something that I found pretty shocking was it said 24 out of 500 top companies in America in the world had female CEOs, and I thought that was like, if you think about it, then it would be like women would be 2 or like 3% of the whole body of CEOs out of 500. That's ridiculous. It should be about 50-50%, you would think, because of the population and how it's about 40 whatever percent to 40 whatever percent, but we're so close that you would think that the workforce would be just about even, but it's not even close. And there's a lot of reasons because that probably have shaped that, but I think something that article didn't talk about was child services. I think that America's very behind the times when it comes to paternity and maternity leave, and also, like in Scandinavian countries, you can, if a couple has a child or whatever, they could say they get like 80 days, okay, and they can divide those 80 days between both the man and the woman. It could be the man could take 80 days and he could just stay at home with the child, or the mom could take 40 days and the dad could take 40 days. So I just think, that system kind of makes more sense. It's a lot easier to transition in and out, and every family's different. If I think if you just change that one thing, you know, that it like seriously would completely change how just jobs the workforce is. I think that academics are a good. Um, you could easily look at academic settings and look. They probably have a very equal amount of men and women in academics. And I'm sure that there's probably more men than women, but I'm sure it's pretty close, and a lot closer than normal workplaces. You know, I think that we're on the right path towards that, but it's like taking us a long time to figure this out. I feel like there's a lot of good examples, in other countries that if you just would, kind of learn a little bit about it, I feel like it would just, everyone would be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And I don't know why we're still not doing that. I also read the narrative portrait. I thought that that was pretty eye opening too. Male privilege is definitely real. If you looked at any society in the world, you would know that it's more beneficial to be a man than it is to be a woman. Society almost seems like it's set up, in conditions that maybe men have created for ourselves. And it's, like religion, for instance, is every Judeo-Christian religion book explicitly talks about how a man is above the woman is below the man. You know, God talks to the men. He never talks to the women. It's always he talks to the guys. They're alone. They go back to everybody else. He never communicates with women. Um, in the Bible, it says, you know, a woman should mind her tongue when she's in the temple and things like that. It's like pretty obvious comparison with that in the portrait. I thought also that you know the checklist was pretty interesting. Talking about, have you ever felt, do I feel more scared than my female counterparts when I go down a dark alley. I guess I've never really thought of that. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot different to be a woman to go down a dark alley that than it is to be a man, you know. And also, it said something in there about like rape. I thought was interesting. I've never thought, oh, I could be in a position of getting raped. I know it happens to men, but I think that I don't know. I don't like. I've never really thought that could happen to me. So there's so many, especially like the slut shaming. Um, like if a woman has multiple sexual partners and a man does, they're not treated in society the same. Women are like, oh my god, I can't believe she did that, and then a guy, oh wow, congratulations, so many, and it's definitely not equal and not even, but I think that we're on the path to getting better. I think just looking at more women are going to college than men now. I think in the future, the near future, 20 years, the workforce will look a lot more equal, men and women, definitely. And then, also minorities in the workforce too. I think the next 20, 30 years is going to be a real interesting time. Just the younger population that's coming up is so much more diverse. So that's what I think, and I'd like to hear what you guys think. Thanks.